Millions of gallons of glacial meltwater cut through Nepal's sheer rock gorges every minute. It is a massive, untapped source of kinetic power. For decades, the country has relied on a quieter economic engine, small-scale farming, and the export of labor to foreign markets. Money sent home by workers abroad currently accounts for 23.4% of the national GDP, outstripping domestic agricultural revenue. To reduce this vulnerability to global shifts, the government is engineering an inward pivot. The goal is to transform this wild geography into a calibrated industrial engine. This strategy moves the nation away from a passive, externally dependent economy and toward the active use of its own natural capital. The sheer vertical drop of the Himalayas gives Nepal a theoretical hydropower capacity of 83,000 megawatts, of which roughly half is considered commercially viable. Converting that potential into electricity requires massive capital investment. The country recently pushed its installed grid capacity past 4,200 megawatts, driven by a growing network of modern dams and powerhouses. Crossing the 4,200 megawatt threshold marks a shift in the regional balance of power. Nepal has transitioned from a chronic energy deficit to becoming a net exporter of seasonal electricity. Selling this excess power across borders turns the physical flow of Himalayan rivers into a primary currency for national development. While the rivers provide the power, the earth provides the building blocks. This table shows the chemical analysis of Nepal's geological reserves, which hold an estimated 2.5 billion metric tons of industrial-grade limestone. That geological lottery has fueled a domestic manufacturing boom. Over 70 cement factories are now operational, grinding local rock into the raw material for infrastructure. Local production has eliminated the need for heavy imports, turning a once dependent market into a self-sufficient producer that now exports to northern India. This geological self-sufficiency provides the primary materials needed for the country's ongoing infrastructure expansion. Extracting rock and damming rivers creates extreme physical stress on the terrain. To manage this, Nepal utilizes its community-led forestry program to stabilize the landscape. According to the latest economic survey, Nepal's forest cover has expanded to 46.08% of its total area, making it the second most forested nation in South Asia. The dense root systems of these forests anchor the steep topsoil, regulating the flow of rainwater into the watersheds below. This canopy serves as a protective barrier for the state's billion-dollar energy infrastructure, mitigating the risk of catastrophic erosion that can disable a hydro dam. Despite these internal gains, the economic engine faces external constraints. Nepal's cross-border transmission lines must pass through Indian territory to reach broader markets. This gives neighboring India regulatory control over the grid. They decide which domestic power projects can access the international market, often based on the source of the project's investment or equipment. Inside Nepal, the industrial push has its own costs. In some regions, unregulated limestone quarrying has caused severe environmental scarring and increased the frequency of local landslides. The state also faces an efficiency gap. The royalty fees collected from these mines are significantly lower than the rates found in neighboring markets, limiting the public benefit. Converting natural capital into sustainable wealth requires more than just extraction. It requires navigating these structural and geopolitical bottlenecks. Nepal's future depends on finding a sustainable equilibrium between rapid industrial growth and the preservation of its ecological and geopolitical sovereignty.